July 21st, 2023. Some consider it a national holiday, some might consider it their birthday, but me, personally, I consider it Barbenheimer. We've been waiting for these movies to release for a long time, and me, personally, I'm going to be going out to watch it today myself. Both of them, after I go to work today. So I'm recording this before work. I spent $70 on tickets because I didn't want to go watch the movie alone, so I'll keep you guys posted. I'll pass it to Evan in the field right now. So, yeah, let's go check it out. And then at the end of the video, I'll do a little review of both of them. So, thanks for being here. And don't forget to maybe subscribe. Come on. It's right there. It's the button. Also, hey, I want to let you guys know before we get into this, this is a non-spoiler review. I try my best not to spoil. I don't think I get into any specific details. I kind of just talk about things very briefly. Also, there's so much to talk about since I'm reviewing two absolutely awesome movies in one video. So, there's probably less jokes than usual. But I still hope you enjoy. And maybe stick around. Maybe subscribe if you'd like to. And drop a like. Liking really helps to share this video to more people. So, thank you guys, and enjoy the video. Thanks, Evan. We're currently on our way to movie 1. I have my sugar-free root beer. I got the Barbie drip, and I'm ready to rumble. So, I'll see you at the end of the movie. I'll review it, I guess. Freak. I also didn't expect to run into these two. They just appeared here. Like, I was not anticipating that at all. But anyway, I'll review the movie, and we'll see how that goes. Back to me. So this is my two-part review. I usually do one movie review in my videos, but I want to do a Barbie and Oppenheimer review because, you know, the Barbenheimer, that's a big thing going on right now. And as you can tell by my drip, I mean, I even got the shorts going. I am kenergy'd up right now. I'm Ken-dolled up. I am here to review the Barbie movie. And it's going to be a short one, not my usual 10 minutes because I want to fit this 2 into 1 video. But let's start with Barbie. First things first, the set. First thing you notice when you get in the movie, it's amazing. I love the look of Barbie Land. It just looks so silly. I didn't expect Barbie movie to have so much charm, but it did. It was really, really nice. And like they walk on the pool. All the toys they use are like all the things they use in the movie in Barbie Land are like obviously plastic and like a single mold because that's where Barbie things would come from. I think that was so cute and so charming to me. There was a point where there was the waves in the ocean and they try to ride them, but it's plastic, so they just run into them, which is another thing I love. So not only do the set look plastic and fake, the acting looks plastic and fake in some scenes. Like, there's times where Margot Robbie sits down, and she sits down like a Barbie, like bends her legs and sits. Or like, when she leaves the dollhouse, she looks like she gets lifted up off the dollhouse and placed down because she just like floats down. Or like like the fridge having just just a piece of plastic inside, like a sticker, because literally everything was just a Barbie dream house blown up to the proportions of a human. I think that was really, really cool. Also, the acting. First of all, Ryan Gosling, I think, stole the show. Ryan Gosling was one of the most entertaining parts of this movie, although Margot Robbie did do really well as well, portraying Barbie as like a plastic like thing that's never really experienced human emotions before, but it's kind of coming into experiencing them, which is really cool as well. I definitely think that something people might get angry about is how humans are portrayed in the real world once they get there, because they are kind of caricatures of masculinity and misogyny, where in reality, I don't think the world is that realistic, but I think it is kind of like a blown up caricature for the point of Barbie having never experienced this before, going into this world, seeing all of it for the first time, and just being completely blown away from it. And that's why it feels so exaggerated. I like that. I think they did that pretty well. I will admit that. I definitely think there are going to be people like Ben Shapiro who went to go watch the movie and had a wonderful pose in his little, his all-black attire, I assume, to protest the pink in the Barbie movie. Are definitely going to comment on this and be like, they're trying to indoctrinate kids into this. I don't think that's the point. I mean, to be honest, a lot of the jokes in this movie are very adult-like. They literally say vagina. And the final joke in the movie is a joke related to female reproductive organs. I'm not going to spoil it. You can check that later. But it was good. I think the movie was good. And the message was sort of neutral as well. Like, the way that they got their message across to the audience wasn't like a literal telling you what they think you should think. It was giving you information, giving you the ability to perceive it and do with it what you may, and that's really it. I feel like if someone comes out and says that they're forcing woke garbage down your throat, they just didn't perceive the movie correctly or are just truly indoctrinated into their mentality. To me, the whole movie kind of felt like a dream. I mean, even when she went into the real world, everything was kind of fantastical. I mean, there was literally a chase scene where they were all running back and forth in between cubicles, and they literally ran into each other and then ran past each other. Like, it is a very fantastical movie, and I think that's something sort of charming to me. I feel like if someone were to be like, they're not capturing the real world well enough, they're they need to like go outside and just experience it for themselves. You don't need to capture a perfect world in a Barbie movie. It was just a silly movie, and I liked it. Overall, I liked it. I would if I had to rate this movie, I would give it like a 16 or 17 out of 20. That's my rating scale. I'll do out of 20 now. I wanted to start doing ratings. So, yeah, 17 out of 20. I'll give it that. I think it was a pretty good movie. It portrayed its message really well. And overall, it was entertaining. It was funny. It had the theater laughing, like, a lot. Like, I had my theater that I was in bust out into laughing at least, like, 7-8 times throughout the movie, which is rare to get a whole theater laughing. So, props to Greta Gerwig. Amazing movie. I think it was genuinely an entertaining experience. And hour 43 minutes or hour 46 minutes, that's not that bad either. Like, that's not like a movie that would be painful to watch. I could rewatch that again if I wanted to. Maybe spot some smaller details, considering there are a lot of small details in the set, considering like Barbie type designs. Every Barbie, by the way, was a real Barbie. They would reference when a new Barbie came in, where that Barbie originated and like how it was invented back then. And I think that was really cool. But anyway, I'm talking too much about this. It is time to get into part 2 of this video, which is the review of the one and the only J. Robert Oppenheimer. We finally completed Barbie, and now these guys are drawing on a wall. I haven't gathered. What are you drawing? What are you drawing? Barbenheimer. That's what we're doing. That's awesome. Oh my god. But now, unfortunately, it's time to retire the drippiest fit since sliced bread. I'm gonna go get my Oppenheimer fit going. I emerged from my uranium depleted cocoon to show you the Oppenheimer drip for tonight. Time to get into this bitch. Small complication, I purchased the tickets to the wrong theater. So there's another $33 down the drain. Let's go, let's go. And don't ask why I was in a bathroom. Time to go into Sloppenheimer. Hope I don't get hit by a nuclear bomb. Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. Here we are. The movie that you guys have been waiting for a very long time if you're not a Barbie fan. I think this movie was one of the coolest movies I've watched in a long time. And of course, it was a Christopher Nolan film. One of my favorite films is The Dark Knight. I think it was very well made. And I think that he definitely kept that charm that he has into making Oppenheimer. Now, one comment I will make is the beginning is a little muddled. It's a little confusing at first to really put everything together. If you're not exactly a history buff, you won't really understand fully the beginning, unless, of course, I was just stupid and tired because I had just sat through the Barbie movie. But it was a good film. Now, this movie is 3 hours long, which you might have heard in the marketing before, or just the marketing of him just staring at the camera in shock. This movie was really, really long. And that's why I don't really have a lot of commentary for the first half of the movie. A lot of what I wrote down was for the second half, because that's really the most memorable parts. The beginning of the movie is really just a lot of setup for what you get in the latter half. And of course, I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers as much as possible. I'm not really gonna go into any in-depth details. I just want to talk about what exactly we like happened in a range of things. First of all, oh my god, Cillian Murphy, he murdered this role. He was so good as Oppenheimer. I love that they have this nickname for him throughout the movie. They call him Oppie. I don't know if that's actually historically accurate, if they always called him Oppie in history, but I think that's so silly. I love that so much. I want to call him Oppie now. I woke up thinking about Oppie. And to be honest, giving Cillian Murphy all the credit would be unfair. There was a lot of all-star actors in this movie. There was such a good cast. Same with the Barbie movie. The Barbie movie and Oppenheimer had amazing casts. Just such, like every time a new historical figure would pop up, it would be a renowned actor, and I'd be like, I know that guy. That's Robert Downey Jr. And it would, but like that over and over and over again. And it was so good. Aside from Josh Peck, which was in a lot of the marketing, we saw Josh Peck a lot. He didn't really have many lines. I think he had like 4 of them throughout the whole movie. So it was a bit of a letdown there. But to be honest, that wasn't exactly much of a letdown. There were so many other actors that really stepped up to the plate in this movie. Something I think is really cool as well is the marketing really didn't spoil anything in this movie. We know J. Robert Oppenheimer, build bomb, bomb go boom, Japan not happy anymore. We know that part because we've experienced history and have gone to school. So that isn't really what they covered in the movie, but more the story of his creation of the bomb, which if you're a history buff, you might already know a lot of the things about. In fact, when I was watching this movie, there were a lot of times where I saw him talk to people, and there were certain lines he would say where I'm like, that is definitely a line they ripped right from like a book that was written about him or a literal recording. Like some of the things he said, I was like, that was just real. And I love that. One of the big complaints I have, there's 2 big complaints I have. One that I'll talk about right now is that the timeline was a little confusing. And as I talked about this in the beginning, of course, that it was a little confusing. There was a part of the movie I wasn't really sure what part of the timeline it was put in. But aside from that, I do really like the way that the story was portrayed with the timeline being cut up. It's kind of like a love and hate relationship here, because I love the way that they portrayed the cut up timeline, because then by the end of the movie, you had to put it all together. And it was so cool. But then also I have like certain complaints because there were certain parts of puzzle pieces I just couldn't put together. And that could also just be me being an idiot, but that's just a thing that I had spotted when I was watching the movie. The other complaint I had was that the movie ended like 4 times, but then again, there were a lot of plot holes that needed to be covered up, and so once those plot holes were all closed, then the movie could finally end. And when it did end, it ended so, like it ended and the theater was silent. There was no words. We were just like, is that it? Like, it was awesome. As well as, and this is another good thing I want to say, the portrayal of the bomb. I won't spoil anything about it except for that it was amazing. You could almost say it was the bomb. Why are you booing me? Stop booing me. Please stop. It was so good. If you could imagine the way that a movie could portray a nuke, you're wrong. They do it differently. They do it so differently. The way that they portray this explosion is so masterful, and the way that they build up to it is pants-shittingly masterful. Oh my god, I was trembling in my seat waiting for it to happen. The countdown to the nuke going off actually felt like an hour long. It was so good. But it wasn't like a tedious hour. It was an hour of suspense and like immense, like I needed it so bad, and when it finally happened, it was like a climax. Really, I don't want to talk too much about the movie and spoil anything for you guys. It is a long movie, but there is so much to experience. I definitely recommend going into a theater and watching this. Even my friend who's super critical about movies said that this was a 9-10 out of 10, which I agree. I would call this, if I were to put this on my chart that I'm now creating, I would put this at either 19 or 20 out of 20. Yeah, I'm doing out of 20 now. You like that? I already said that earlier in the video. I don't know why I'm saying that like it's a big reveal. Yeah, giving this a 19 out of 20. I liked it. I loved it. It was an amazing movie, and a perfect thing to follow up Barbie too. 2 movies that kind of tackle the idea of existential dread, but in their own way. And I think that's awesome. And I appreciate being able to watch these, especially with my friends that I got to go watch it with today. I'm of course going to end the review here. That was about it for now. I loved these movies. These were both really, really good movies, and I love being able to make a little group review, as well as record a little bit of like footage in real life while going to watch them. I thought that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed these little reviews. I tried to avoid spoiling as much as possible. If you have any input, if you'd watch the movie, let me know if you have any things that you think I've forgotten to cover. As well as, don't forget to like the video, maybe subscribe, maybe share it to some friends, share it on your Twitter, send it out. Try and help me grow this community a little bit, so I don't have to do all the posting on Reddit and stuff like that. But thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to stick around for more content like this, and go watch these movies. They're so good. And as always, adios, arrivederci, goodbye, good night, and kaboom.